Hey everyone, it's Wild Josh from Geek-Cetera, and I'm coming to you with a theory that we discussed on episode 10 of the Geek-Cetera podcast. Enjoy. So I got a theory that I really am kind of into. I know it's not a big deal. It really isn't like as far as like, is Snoke dead or alive, or what's going to happen to Luke and all this stuff. This is kind of a minor theory, but there's been a lot of question and speculation as to Kylo Ren's crystal in his lightsaber, or just his lightsaber in general. Some mystery around why it's so unstable, how did he craft it, why isn't it like regular lightsabers, and it got me thinking about this, and I did some research. I found some really cool theories out there on the internet, and I wanted to put them together. So it basically comes down to the fact that if we, and I fall under this category, I feel that Ben Solo, by the time he turns, had gone through enough Jedi training that he was capable of crafting his own lightsaber. Would you agree with that statement?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know, because there was some flashbacks, we know that in at least one of the flashbacks, he's wielding a lightsaber to protect himself.
Green one.
Was it green or blue? I think it was blue.
Oh, you're right. Luke had a blue one. I mean, Luke had a green one.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
No, sorry. I mean, it was yellow. Sorry for the spoiler.
No, never mind. Anyway, so if we're to believe that that flashback in any ways, there is some. You're not really sure which of the flashbacks was real, I guess, is kind of the way it ends. But anyways, we know he has a lightsaber in one of them at least. So there's three different possibilities of this crystal that I believe one of them is the actual truth, and I'll get to that one last. The first one is that the crystal wasn't important. So that the crystal means nothing, that Kylo Ren made this lightsaber, it's unstable because he doesn't know what he's doing. I don't like this theory because I think he was trained on how to craft a lightsaber by Luke Skywalker when he was in Jedi training school, and he would know how to make a lightsaber. And if you look at every single thing about Kylo Ren, he's so sentimental, right? Everything means something to him. His mask means something. His outfit means something. The lightsaber must mean something as well. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's just that it's unimportant and that he just didn't know what he was doing when he built his lightsaber. I think there's a reason it's unstable and it's like that. So it comes down to the crystal. The number two theory would be that it's Vader's crystal. So at the end of Return of the Jedi, Vader is killed. Luke takes his body off of the Death Star. We don't see Luke take the lightsaber. He takes his father's body, and then he burns it on a pyre on Endor. But we don't see him take the lightsaber. So it's possible that Luke could have taken the lightsaber as memento, and that Kylo Ren could have gotten a hold of that lightsaber, deconstructed it, and used his grandfather's crystal in his own lightsaber. But that doesn't explain why it was unstable. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, you would think it would just have a normal lightsaber beam and not an unstable beam. My personal opinion is that when the Death Star went boom, so didn't Vader's lightsaber. It was just there inside the Death Star, and it became part of the debris. Mm-hmm. The third option here is my favorite, and I think this is the most likely candidate for the lightsaber crystal, is that it's a piece of kyber crystal from the Death Star's death ray. I really like this theory. So we know, because they've made movies now and TV shows about the building of the Death Star from Rogue One and Star Wars Rebels, that the Imperials were in search of a large kyber crystal to create their technological terror. And when the Death Star blew up, I think that there were fragments that were left floating in space that now were kyber crystals with stress fractures all through them because of the explosion of the Death Star. And that is the crystal that he's using. Those are that type of crystal, or a crystal that was part of the original firing mechanism of the Death Star, is what is in his lightsaber hilt.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
That's a cool theory, because you can picture this crystal that is all kind of like cracked and broken, but still complete enough to create a lightsaber beam, and that's why his lightsaber beam is so unstable.
Yeah, I like that one the best too.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool idea.
The thing I don't like about the first one is, like you said, he knew how to construct a lightsaber, but also I feel like even if he didn't, and he made that lightsaber when he was unexperienced, when he gained that experience, he would have rebuilt his lightsaber.
Right.
So I don't like that one. I like the idea that it could have been Vader's crystal because that shows his sentimentality. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you on the fact that it doesn't explain why it's unstable.
Right. The only thing I could see is that there's a possible fourth, that the lightsaber did get blown up in the Death Star, or damaged at least.
Yeah.
And he was able to find it and reuse the crystal, but the crystal was damaged.
So that seems unlikely. I feel like it's more likely that he would find the crystal that was blown up from the Death Ray than it was that he would find Darth Vader's lightsaber floating out in space in all that debris.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too, because they could find a large chunk of the Kyber crystal, because it was huge. It was massive, right? It was like the size of a Volkswagen or something, or maybe bigger. And there would be little shards floating around it because of the explosion. And then, or they could even take the big one and just get a piece off of it or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So I'm selling all of that.
You don't think any of that's right?
Nope.
What do you think is right? Do you have a theory?
Do you know where Vader got his lightsaber?
No.
In the new canon.
Is it in the 2017 series?
It's in this new Vader run.
No, I haven't read the new one. I've only read the 2016 one.
Okay. Part of how he got his lightsaber was he had to go and find...
Wait, his lightsaber or his Kyber crystal?
The Kyber crystal for his lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go and find a Jedi, which was pretty hard because all the Jedi were near extinct. Mm-hmm. He had to defeat that Jedi and take his lightsaber and the crystal from it, and he had to make the crystal bleed to turn it red. He had to input his hate into it. So I think it's more plausible. By the way, I don't think we're going to see this in a movie. If anything, we'll see it in a book or a comic. But I think Kylo, when he thought he had killed Luke, took Luke's lightsaber, the green one that Luke confronted Kylo with, took that green saber, took the crystal from it, infused his hate into it, which was maybe even more burning than Vader's was, and that's how he created his lightsaber.
That's a cool theory, too. I like that one.
That's interesting. I'm trying to think. We don't see Luke with his lightsaber at all, right? His green lightsaber from Return of the Jedi.
Right. And when he projects himself...
Why is it so unstable, then?
Well, if Kylo's saying that when Kylo inputted his hate into it, if there was so much hate that maybe it could have stressed the crystal and cracked it.
And we have precedent to know he could have cracked it when he and Rey fought over Luke's lightsaber in The Last Jedi.
Because they cracked the lightsaber?
Cracked the lightsaber, maybe even the crystal. I think we see the crystal broken in two in the two pieces of the lightsaber.
That's not a bad theory. I wasn't expecting you to have a better theory. I don't like that. No, I actually don't mind that. I guess that or it came from the Death Star would be cool theories. You think oh man, I don't know. He loved his grandfather so much more than he loved Luke Skywalker.
Right, but
I'd be surprised he'd want any part of Luke Skywalker in anything he's doing.
But it wasn't about the sentimentality of having his uncle's lightsaber. It was about defeating a Jedi and taking his crystal.
And I think he would like the sentimentality of that. If he thought that he had killed Luke and it was a reminder of his power and a reminder of his hatred and a pull towards the dark side, I think that he would like that.
Yeah, I suppose that's possible.
Oh, and then the other piece I was going to say was about Luke when he's projecting himself. He actually is holding his original lightsaber that was Anakin's, that blue one, and not the green one. So I think that's something else to point out that could be pointing to Ben having taken that green lightsaber crystal.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was surprised by it. That was one of the things that told me it was a projection and it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Rey kept that lightsaber, right? Rey still has the original?
Well, yeah. Yeah, she has the two pieces now.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It cracked in half, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Anything else?
No, that was your theory.
I hope you enjoyed the theory. Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and you never know, we might just talk about it on the next episode. And be sure to hit the subscribe button, and also hit that little thumbs up button. That would make us very happy. Also, be sure to subscribe to the podcast, which you can find in all places that podcasts are downloaded. You can also keep up with us on Twitter, which our handle is at Geek_Cetera, and then on Facebook, which we're at Geek-Cetera, and at our website, which is www.geek-cetera.com. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.